Hello there! So it's me back in my office again. And before I start, happy Mid Autumn Festival, everyone! Hope you guys have a nice reunion time with your families. So before I start, I just want to show you my sister just brought this to the office. Yep, mooncakes, free mooncakes, love it. And after I do this video, I'll be heading home with my sister to have some mooncakes. Okay, yeah. So this video I will actually be sharing about how I live my work life very happily for the past 2 years. So I think it is quite rare for someone to say that she is very happy at work every day. I don't think I've ever heard of it, and my friend often give me that look that are you serious, like how? And through my Instagram stories, actually a lot of people actually ask where I am working, and they are always asking if my bosses are looking to hire, but unfortunately no. So anyways, a bit of background information. So ever since I graduated from school about 2 years back, I joined this company. It's a market association for the precious metal industry. I got to know my current bosses through my internship actually. I was doing an intern with Enterprise Singapore, and back then I was under the precious metal department. So I, as part of the 3-month internship, I attended a few events, and one of them was a precious metal conference held in Singapore, and I was sharing the booth with my current boss. So Enterprise Singapore and my current workplace, we shared the same exhibition booth. So that was how I got to know my manager and the rest of my team, which is another boss. And yeah, that's it. Just 3 people in the company looking for the 4th one. So long story short, I joined the company 2 years back, and ever since then I've been very happy with where I am. I am comfortable, but I am growing every day, so that's a good thing. And so this video, I just wanted to share a bit more on how you can be happy at work, I guess. Because I have been very fortunate to meet very good bosses, and I have probably one of the best work life around my friends. It is what I needed at this stage of life. So I got to this place, and it gives me the flexibility, it gives me the learning opportunities, it gives me a lot of exposure. So that is good. And in this video, I just want to share maybe like 3 tips or like 3 ways of how I managed to live the last 2 years of my life, of my work life, very happily. No complaints, no regrets, nothing. So the first one is that I think the first very important thing is, if you want to have a happy work life, you need to understand who you're working with, your team, your bosses. If your team or your bosses or your immediate superior, they are someone you know who are not going to work well or to do work or to go along well, then you're probably going to have a more difficult work life. For mine, most of the time I work with my manager and I support my director, but now my director is not around. So we're looking for a new one. And most of the time I work with my manager and my director, then sometimes my CEO steps in and tells me to do stuff. So I work most closely with my manager, and she is a very warm motherly figure to me. So all my bosses, they're actually like of the they're at the retiring age. Actually, they wanted to retire, but they're now back, so they're like considered semi-retired. So the first thing here is the culture is, there's no competition. They are very willing to teach me everything because they want me to help them do more work, right? So they can be away from work more. And then there's not much competition and there's a lot of work-life balance. So 9 to 6 I come to work and I can leave on time, but usually I don't because I tend to stay a bit longer to like do my videos and all. So there's a lot of work-life balance. For the past 2 years, I've actually been able to do a lot of things out of work, like going for courses, going for my dance classes, going for all my outside activities, because I get the flexibility in leaving work on time. It is, I think it might not be considered a flexibility, but if you consider a lot of my friends out there who are working, they OT a lot and they don't get reimbursed for that time. They are supposed to OT because they have to get work done, and it is not really a choice. Even if they are very efficient, it is a lot of time teamwork involved, so they don't get to leave work on time. And when you don't get to leave work on time, you don't even get the time to like eat proper dinner or like to get a time to go to the gym. So for me, I've been very fortunate. I am able to leave work on time most of the time, unless I have something that I have to rush, which is very rare. Yeah, so I think it's very important to know like your business culture, the team that you're working with, your immediate superior, your bosses and all, to understand if how your workplace would be like, to get a better understanding. So if your workplace is very competitive, it's very stressful, it's people are always like trying to one up each other or like backstabbing involved, then probably your work life is going to be quite stressed no matter what happens, because you're going to spend like 8 hours or more in the office. And if your work environment is stressful, then you're probably not going to be, no matter how calm a person you are, you're probably not going to be able to be calm and to like be peaceful and to like do your work properly. There's going to be some interference, as what we've learned, you know, like your environment is very important, it's going to affect you. So if your work environment is going to be super competitive, stressful, and there's no work-life balance, then yeah, you're not going to have, you're probably not going to be very happy working there, even though you have to do it for the job. So that is one. And the second thing is, for me, I think having something, for me, after work I usually get to do my own thing, so having a life out of work is very important. For me, I use dance, I do a lot of other things. Like dance is the number one most like efficient way for me to relieve stress, so dance or gym. I used to go to a gym just like opposite, it's about 5 to 10 minutes walk away. So even if I'm feeling super stressful and I'm like, I have a lot of work to be done, but after I go to the gym, after I do some workout, it's fine. I'm like, okay, because it releases the endorphins in you. And even though I'm having the worst of the days, after I go to the gym or after I go dance, once I am out of this work environment, once I try to do something that makes me happy, I'm okay. Like, even though I might have received like some scoldings from my bosses and all, not exactly scoldings, but if they tell me off or like they tell me, oh, you didn't do something very well, then that's going to be an issue for me. If I don't want to bring this kind of like emotions back home. So if I get the chance to even dance or to go to the gym, it releases that stress, and after that I'm just like, okay, it's actually nothing too bad. So having a life out of work is good, because even if you have support from friends or even you go to meet someone else, it's going to relieve that stress and tension you have at work, and it's going to be helpful. So that's my second tip, have a life out of work, friends. So the third tip, it is to treat every day as a learning opportunity. So for me, every day has been a learning opportunity, a learning ground, because I was so new to the corporate world. Once I came out of work, I only had my internship experience, which was only about 3 months. Then I had to learn everything from this job. I felt really bad because I was so new. Like, I didn't even know how to send out business emails. I didn't even know how to like call people on the phone and like what to say or like what to draft or like what is expected of me. So my manager really hand-held me and really like proofread all my emails at the start. Like I wasn't sure, so I will always turn to her and tell her like, hey, can you help me check out this email? Am I doing the right thing? And she has been super patient with me. And throughout these 2 years, I have been able to slowly transition to become more independent because of her. And she gave me okay, because my bosses were also very helpful, they were very nurturing, so I got the opportunity to be able to seek help whenever I had. It might not work for some people, like they just want to do their own thing, but for me it was what I need because I didn't have that experience. So because of that, I was able to turn to her, and if I did something wrong, she would tell me in a very nice way, like, or she would just warn me if I was going to do something in a different way. She would just warn me and tell me like, oh hey, you know, be careful of what you're doing, or like you shouldn't be doing this in a certain way. And if I really did something wrong, she would tell me, but it wasn't like scolding, it wasn't like there wasn't anything personal. It was very business. Like she would tell me why I'm wrong and how I can improve instead of like targeting me personally. So that was very helpful and very good. Like I might feel a bit bad about myself or the situation, but I wouldn't take it personally. So it was just very professional. No toxic or negativity involved. So, and because I was still new and my boss, my CEO, he likes to give me challenges, which is very nice. He gave me a lot of like challenges which was out of my job scope and out of my level, my comfort level of doing work. It usually involves like speaking to more people, to even go overseas, which I didn't have the chance to because I had to turn it down. But he was the one who kept pushing me and asked me to do things out of my comfort zone, to expand my comfort zone actually, to reach out to my members, to be more involved in my industry. So that was very helpful. And because of my bosses, I actually get a very good learning opportunity. Every day I'm learning something new. Even if the day didn't go so well, I could take that as a learning opportunity. So that was very helpful. And also most importantly, they were open to sending me to courses. So I did attend 1 or 2 short courses over the years, and they were okay with me taking a lot of leave to attend my personal development courses. So I think that is very important. They didn't limit me to grow. They gave me a lot of learning ground, learning opportunities for me to grow. And for myself, I also took those mistakes and challenges as a way to grow and become better at what I'm doing. So once you limit yourself, I think it's actually pretty bad because you're limiting to how far you can grow. So for me, since 2 years back, about more, it's like 2 years, 2 months already, or 3 months. So since back then, if every day was a learning opportunity, every day I learned something new, every day I learned how to do something better, then I guess it is good because I see everything as an opportunity, as a challenge, and I don't limit the amount of how I can grow. Even though the things that I do might be very, it can be considered very menial to some people. Like sometimes I have to like carry a lot of boxes. If you can see, when we shift our company, we are doing a lot of like shifting because my bosses are really like, they're like of retiring age. So a lot of this kind of moving, shifting, a lot of those things I have to do it, but I don't complain. So when I do it, they trust me with my work. Then slowly we build that trust. Then they gave me more important work or more confidential work to do. So that for me really helped to treat every day as learning opportunity, to take everything in, to absorb everything like a sponge. And because of that, I was able to have a very, very, very happy work life. And I hope these tips help. So the first one is to understand what your company culture is, who your bosses are, your immediate superior are, how they treat people. Then the second thing is to have a life outside work, so you can have some activities outside. You can go to the gym, you can take up sports, you can do anything that would help relieve stress. And the third thing is to treat every day as a learning opportunity. So I hope it helps. For me, it really does, and I have been very fortunate to meet my current bosses and to work in a relatively stress-free environment. So, and coupled with the way I approach work, I think it has really helped me. I haven't really complained about my work. Like, I am very happy with where I am. I'm very comfortable, but it is the kind of comfort that gives me room to grow as well. So I am not limiting myself to this level of comfort. I'm always able to try new things. I'm always able to do new things, and my bosses give me the green light to do all these. So it's good. I'm still learning, I'm still growing. So it is very beneficial for me at this stage, even though it might be a small company, no room for growth. But ultimately, I think I am still exploring where I want to go. So it is still a very good place for me to stay in as of now. And I haven't really had any big major issues or any big problems with any of my bosses. So I think that is why these 3 tips have helped me to become who I am and where I am now. So I hope it helps, and do check out my other videos, and I hope to see you in my next one. Do like and subscribe if possible, and yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.